Jay Wright was out there saying, no, my guy can do anything. We just don't do that here. Yeah. But he can do anything. It's like, well, you've been there 4 years, so you start not doing those things for 4 years. It means you haven't done it in a long time.
Exactly.
It's so I can see that happening. But the Celtics and Brad Stevens, he has a system. Mm-hmm. So definitely, he's going to take a smart, heady player, right? That's what they go for. Mm-hmm. They've got, is Kyrie Irving still there this year, right?
Kyrie, he's coming back, but he wouldn't extend his contract, though.
Gordon, because he knows grass is greener somewhere else.
Yeah, he knows he wants to go to New York.
That's right. Well, he's in somewhere. I don't think anyone wants to go to New York for basketball. They've got Gordon Hayward will be back next year.
Gordon Hayward.
So it's not those positions.
So that's what I'm saying. Next year, this guy, even though you want your first round pick to probably maybe be a starter, he won't be a starter.
He can take. So what he can take is like a sixth man. He'll take one of three things: a shooter off the bench, a guy who can come in and get your points, heat up very like a microwave, can heat up very fast and get you 10 points in 5 minutes and do his thing. A defensive guy.
They have Marcus Smart, and they haven't let him go yet.
Or a backup big man. Right, because that's 5 fouls to give.
They could definitely use that. Oh, yeah, that's probably perfect. Because now, if you look at it, their starting lineup, they have Kyrie Irving, Jaylen Brown, they said was going to play shooting guard. Gordon Hayward is the 3. They move in Tatum to 4, and Horford will play 5, which is a great starting lineup. So now, everybody, a lot of guys like Morris, he was going to come off the bench. Scary Terry, who we watched this whole season because Kyrie hurt, he's going to be the backup point guard. Yeah. So they're really set, and whoever they get is going to be just another big contribution.
It'll be
probably
like
a big man, probably
like the Spurs were. The Spurs had their players, but they always got someone on the outside who could come in and
do something.
That's when you've got, because the Spurs had Parker and they had Ginobili and they had
They just
Duncan,
needed a guy to come in and hit some shots or
so. That's what, and then the Warriors. Why even draft?
Yeah, I don't know. I already heard that they're really pursuing Trevor Ariza from Houston, and I'm just like, okay, what are you guys trying to do here?
Right.
Around?
Yeah. So that was a good Nick discovery. He was a UCLA guy, I think, is what he was.
No, I think he was a high school guy.
Who, Ariza? No, he went to college.
Yeah, he was UCLA.
No, Westchester High School.
Trevor Ariza.
He's not old. He was. I
don't know. He's not old, but Ariza been around for a long time.
The last couple of guys, the last guys to be high school direct were
UCLA for 2 years.
UCLA. I knew he went to college for sure.
Yeah, but the last guys who go it wasn't Dwight Howard. It was the guy who went with
Andre Blatt,
Kwame Brown, the guy that Jordan picked. Or I'm trying to think of who.
Dwight Howard. I think was in the last year. No college.
Was Dwight Howard the same year as LeBron though, or no?
No.
Okay. He came later.
So I was just shocked that Dwight Howard has 8 All-Star appearances and was in consideration this year. 3 Defensive Player of the Years. This guy's had a nice career, but
it's just that he put too much pressure on himself,
and he became a journeyman.
The Superman.
He became a journeyman, and he was like 15-12 this year, so he was doing fine.
Exactly.
I guess it's 1 year, 23 remaining on his deal.
6 teams in 7 years.
Yeah, that's kind of a.
And Brooklyn doesn't even want you. So
I don't know if I think it's mutual. 6 years ago he wanted Brooklyn. Now we're not.
I'm good.
What does buying out do for you? Because how does that hit your cap?
It doesn't help you at all. That's just taking out money from the two max contracts that they have.
516-572-7440.
Just can't get it right, huh?
516-572-7440. That's the number to call. Would love to hear what's going on in your
05 was the last year.
516-572-7440. So if you were 18 in 05, you were born in 87? So you'd be 31 this year or so. So though a lot of the guys are 19 when that happened and everything. So we'll see what happens.
Well, Martell Webster was chosen out of high school. Where is he now?
What did he do?
Let's see who else of the last year of everybody who was out of high school. Andrew Bynum.
The last guy was somebody that we know, but he didn't really have a crazy career. I forgot his name.
Brown, but it's not.
Gerald Green.
Gerald Green, really?
Out of high school.
The shooting guard guy?
Who had his career refound with the Nets.
He played for Houston?
No, he was with the Nets first. That's when he was with the Celtics, and then he fell off and he went to the Nets.
And he had a great year for Houston this year. He had a really good year for
So he'd only be...
Remember, he was sitting on the couch and they just picked him up.
Right, he'd be young enough.
C.J. Miles was another one.
C.J. Miles, I know him.
Let's see. Monta Ellis. Who had a little bit of a career.
He had a nice career. Was he Seattle?
He's one of those really inconsistent players.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see who else of the high school players
was the last guy.
Lou Williams. He's still in the league, right?
Yeah.
But again, it's like this guy could have done something if they got to college.
Andre Blatch, who's actually Filipino.
Oh, really?
Andrew Furrow?
Yes. Why, I have no idea.
He's the lead singer of Journey.
And that's it. That was it. Yeah, that was it. So, of those high school players, how many really lasted?
It's not.
So was it really worth it?
It's not worth it.
Dwight Howard came out the year after LeBron.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. He was the first round pick.
They get. That's a year's worth of money in their pocket they wouldn't have had. Right. So I don't begrudge somebody the kind of money they'll get that they would never have had.
If that was so, do you feel like if we were still taking kids out of high school,
they should change the rule,
right? If we were still taking those kids, would Kentucky still be as good?
No,
right? They couldn't be, right? No. Kentucky, Duke,
they sold their. I can see Kentucky selling their soul because Kentucky has sold their soul forever.
Yeah,
but Duke selling its soul. Duke is supposed to be a great academic school, and there's better players.
Everything. Yeah.
In high school, though, how many times is the player bigger than the coach who's really good? A lot of times,
sure.
Right?
Of course.
But in college, a lot of times there could be a really big player, and the coach can but
that doesn't
make
happen.
That guy.
I can't name one big player that we really look, and because Tatum played for Mike Krzyzewski, so no matter how big the players are now, their coaches are too big. Michigan State coach, Kentucky, all these players. But you're gonna really find that in college.
But you know a guy like Carmelo.
Yeah. Well, is he a Boeheim guy? I mean, that's what I was going to say. There used to be a thing where you became a system player where even Lou Alcindor, we know as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he was a John Wooden player. Mm-hmm. He had skills better than anybody, but he still got harnessed by John Wooden, who was a smart coach and made. And Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was already a smart guy to begin with. Made him smarter, made him a better player, better man, all that kind of stuff. But if he had been a one-and-done guy, he still would have had a wonderful career. These guys now, these Duke one-and-doners, they're not Krzyzewski players. Grayson Allen played for more than 1 year, so he's in that Krzyzewski system.
They would have to have been there.
Just happened to have him. It's like you having a teacher for 1 year.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just happened to have him 1 year. Yeah. If you have him for more than 1 year, you can see him.
They had because you can't say with the NCAA tournament that they didn't go through a lot, but once you say that for the 3-4 years, like the Wisconsin players, those guys.
Like Bridges with Villanova, he's a Jay Wright guy.
Let me take it a personal example. Like, when I was in middle school, I had a principal for 3 years. I had a principal for 1 year. Who would I have more connection? Even though I graduated with the principal for 1 year, I got into a little bit of trouble.
And that's the thing. So when we say they're Kentucky players, it's like they're not. They were just they were mercenaries. They're mercenaries.
Chris, you're not interested in know what Mike? I mean, why does
you want to go down that rabbit hole? You really
I
don't. I'm going to quote from KJ here. You want to go Snapple facts? There's nothing good can come from that.
I'm just saying I made mistakes in the past, and I went up, and I happened to work at the school that this principal now works at. Right, and I went up to him.
Cameron's loving this.
Yeah, I'm just waiting. I don't.
And you went up to him. Did he recognize you?
I said who I was. He said, "Oh,
yeah." He'd know. The answer's no. I write down no for that.
No, because I was probably the only student he ever yelled at. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
So yeah,
Tarkovsky's got a dark side.
Yeah.
Dark Tarkovsky.
Yeah, I was about to ask what's
Nobody knows what happens when the mic shuts off. So.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
That's true.
Who guards the lifeguard's lives, and the lifeguard's lives need guarding. I heard that on Baywatch once.
But it's comparable in basketball. Like when a guy goes to the Hall of Fame, who do they thank? They thank their college coach. Are they going to thank their NBA coach? Maybe. Yeah. But it was really the college coach that really groomed them.
Do these one-and-done guys, are they going to really thank their college coaches?
It comes back to Carmelo. So Carmelo wins a national championship with Syracuse. He donated like $8 million. They named some kind of training facility or something.
Yeah, for his name.
After him. And it's like, if I went to a college for 1 year and went on a job interview and I said that I went to Syracuse University, they'd say, get the hell out of here. You didn't finish. You were one and done. You failed out.
The thing is,
but he had $8 million to give.
But the thing is, when he won the championship,
which makes boom. Exactly. That makes him.
What these Kentucky guys, they don't win championships.
Right.
They don't. Right. They get to the Sweet 16, but they haven't got over the edge.
That's like what no one remembers anymore. But the kid that I was friends with, I went to college with, Rocket Ishmael. Everyone thought he won the Heisman. He didn't. Desmond Howard won it, but everyone thought he won it. So he'd always say, like, they all think I won it anyway, so why the hell not? It was Desmond Howard who won it that year. But it was kind of fun. It's like, if they think I did, why not? It's the same thing. Carmelo, we think we always say in drafts, Syracuse alum. No, none of these guys in the draft. I don't even know if Bridges is graduating from Villanova because you don't have to. That second semester, you don't go. You don't go. All these one and done guys stop going. They went to school in the first semester. They stopped in the second semester.
Yeah.
So that's not an academic institution when you can quit like that. There was a thing called the Knight Commission in the 90s, not related to Bobby Knight, but it's called the Knight Commission. And they had a recommendation, which I always loved. It was that if you use your scholarship and then you go pro, you've got to pay it back. I love that idea, but if you're not going to do that, the other idea they had was if you have a guy or a guy who goes to the pros and has eligibility remaining, meaning he leaves after freshman year, then his scholarship cannot be given away for those 3 years remaining on it. So it gives you a little more skin in the game to where you'll be a little, I know this guy's just using us for a one and done kind of thing. I'm going to lose that scholarship for 3 years. Do I really want to get involved in that?
Yeah.
Of course, that's if there's a level playing field. If you're abiding by those rules, but Kentucky's not, then no. It's like the guy's going to go and do, what he's going to do.
Philly picked a point guard from Wichita State.
The Shockers.
Good team. It's a shocking pick.
That's a shocking pick. Bill Parcells.
Isn't Ben Simmons? Well, like you said, a lot of these second half guys are bench players.
Yeah.
Because I'm saying Ben Simmons is technically the starting point guard, right, of that team.
Yeah, but he's not going to play 48 minutes, so I guess.
But there's been guys in the NBA who made a career out of playing off the bench, the whole career. A guy like Jordan Farmar.
And also, what I've learned just by watching these NBA drafts,
Jamal Crawford.
I don't know if it's like I said before. I don't know if it's what it is. You get the money, or you've been playing basketball your whole life. You get tired, burnt out, rich, whatever it is. But these guys get not get old fast, just get finished fast. Like I say about Penny Hardaway, Dwight Howard. They were great. They were superstars. Tracy McGrady, superstars. And then by the end of that second contract, which is a lucrative deal, they are done. They just become cap space filler. Like all these deals, the Nets,
Iverson.
the Nets, all these guys are just done. They become cap space. They become salary dumps. The Nets have several of them right now. They weren't superstars, but at the end of this year, Lynn's gone. All these guys, they're going to have all these guys whose contracts are expiring this year, just done.
But
McCready and
Steve Francis.
Steve was the biggest one when he went to the Knicks from Houston, right? It was just a dump.
Yes.
And I'm like, this guy was top of the world. And just, I don't know if it's they get rich or if they've just been playing their whole life. Yeah, I don't know.
Remember Rasheed Wallace? They counted how many times we went between 3-point lines and never passed the 3-point line.
They just fall off the map.
Him and Shaq. Shaq his last 2-3 years, it was hard for him to get up the court.
But Shaq was a sure thing. Like it was Shaq we saw last week was my draft, 92. He was the number one overall pick. He had a great career. Alonzo Mourning was in that draft. Great career. All these guys, great career. Nowadays, I'm looking at these guys. They're all suspects. Yeah. Like, who's going to have a great career here?
And I was really paying attention to it because they was talking about Shaq the other day on ESPN. I forgot what. But they said at the end of Shaq's career, he was really just chasing a ring. And that's true.
That's what he was doing.
That's true. He went to try to team up with LeBron in Cleveland.
And some Hall of Famer just said the other day about LeBron, said, don't chase the ring. You got enough.
Somebody said it about LeBron.
Yeah,
you got enough now. Yeah,
now go for what you like.
Yeah,
just don't. There's no reason to. I think he's kind of in losing, just like Brady in losing this year in the Super Bowl. Sort of showed, you know what? Maybe he is the GOAT. Maybe he is better than Jordan because he did that one. The performance putting the team on his back in the semi. It was amazing.
Does this also happen to maybe do with why you don't see as many good players anymore? We don't see many multi-sport athletes.
Using different muscles in the line?
No, that's just that. Because maybe the guy who may be good at basketball is just playing baseball his whole life. And maybe if he played different sports at the same time, maybe he'd take the risk and play basketball.
McGrady did play baseball against the Ducks for Texas, Round Rock.
Like a guy like...
Of course, yeah. We might never have known what a Dwight Howard could have been in another sport.
Remember the baseball player Kenny Lofton? He was a great basketball player in college.
He played for University of Arizona?
Yeah, there was...
Well, Terrell Owens is a Hall of Famer now.
So did Delano Shields Sr.
Terrell Owens is a Hall of Famer now, but he was a really good basketball player.
Yeah,
Antonio Gates was a really good basketball player.
And Terrell Owens did play because he went to Tennessee Chattanooga. He went and played in the D League. I think they weren't calling the D League at the time. I don't know what league it was. He played in there as well, and he was good. Yeah. Same thing at the. There was a boxer as well who played
basketball.
Went and played basketball. It was a famous boxer.
That's two different sports.
Yeah,
it
wasn't Floyd Mayweather, but it was someone as big as he was. I'm trying to think of who it was.
There was once a guy who actually played for the Nets and the Rays.
Who's that?
Mark Hendrickson.
Oh yeah, this big tall pitcher. Yeah, well, that's like Chris Young was that 6'10" 6 pitcher for the Padres, the Mets, the Royals. He was the starting center for Princeton University.
That doesn't get any better for me. He played for the Nets and the Rays.
And in fact, they were telling a story, and this is to use Princeton again.